June Alma of the June Alma Show. And hi, this is June Alma of the June Alma Show. Hi, this is June Alma of the June Alma Show. This is June Alma of the June Alma Show. And welcome to the relaunch of the new season, June Alma season. Channel 1.
Preview.
Hi, good evening. This is June Alma of the June Alma Show. And tonight we have a feature again, a segue to our feature on good food, good wine, and good company. And tonight we have a privileged guest because we have one of the most famous chefs in the country, more popularly known as Chef Jessie. She has been lauded by the country because she has been requested to prepare the menu for the 4-day visit of Pope Francis. And so that will be the heart of the interview tonight. And so we'd like to find out and welcome once again Chef Jessie Sinshok. Good evening, ma'am, and welcome to the June Alma Show.
Good evening, Alba.
Thank you for accepting to guest in the talk show.
Thank you for coming over and for choosing us.
Yeah,
to be in your show.
Thank you. And she has sampled us with her cuisine, which is very very rich and very flavorful. One of the most popular dishes that the Chef Jessie group of restaurants serves is the pomodoro, right, ma'am? Is it a seafood's pomodoro?
Served with the pasta with tomato sauce. We call pomodoro with seafood.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is
Very
really
healthy,
very healthy and very yummy. So you should all come here and try it. And she also serves an array of desserts and most especially those with ice cream.
Yes.
And
Especially because now for this month we are featuring the best ice cream in the country and soon in the world. Carmen's Best.
Yes.
I'm featuring, we're featuring 5 very nice concoctions that I thought of using Carmen's Best. And I also chose 5 flavors that we serve in individual cups.
I see.
You know?
Oh, congratulations! I noticed that you sort of do some alliances with the best Filipinos. Like for instance, we recently interviewed the country's #1 and only ham carver in the world.
Yes.
Yeah, Maestro Michael Lopez. Yes.
Yeah, Michael Lopez was introduced to me by a friend, a common friend, my kumare, Joy Season. And from that time on, when I found out that he is the most famous and the only Filipino cortador in Spain, of course I felt proud and honored to have met somebody like him. So now every time he's in the country, he brings in some legs of ham and we feature them in the restaurant. And he carries the best ham, which is Cinco Jotas from Habugo. Yeah.
Cinco Jota Iberico.
Yes, it's an Iberico ham from Habugo. You know, Habugo is the best place where you can cure
I see.
Iberico ham because of the weather and the climate in that area. So there's no other place in Spain where they can cure ham better than Habugo.
I see.
That's why Cinco Jotas is the
I
best.
see. So you mean, ma'am, that in spite of the climate change, it still remains that place is still the best for curing ham?
Yes, because it's located near the sea, and the place is really so conducive for curing him.
I see. So how often do you, feature the leg of ham in your restaurant?
Yeah, definitely. We have it for Christmas. Always during Christmas, because it's during Christmas when Filipinos feel,
Festive.
not alone festive, but they love to eat, and I think one of the best items that we can serve is the best ham, which is tincojotas.
Oh yes, of
Yeah.
course. Ham is always a staple in every Christmas table,
Yes.
practically.
And so he comes here before Christmas, and at this time of the year after Madrid Fusion. And for now, we would have him like twice a year.
What about the Carmen's Best that you're talking about? This is the ice cream by Paco Magsaysay, right?
Yes.
And I know they started this handmade ice cream.
I met Paco a long time ago, and he was trying to actually sell me his ice cream. But then at that time, I was still offering Häagen-Dazs, which I think also is one of the best ice creams in the world. But then later on, we had to give it up because of, well, there were some problems, and so I opted for another ice cream, which was local fruits and ice cream, and so we had that. But now that there is a better ice cream, and I must say it's the best ice cream in the country. So we're featuring Carmen's Best in the restaurant.
It's very timely because it's summertime and it's very hot, and everybody would love to, have an ice cream.
Of course, cool off with a scoop or with a creation of ice cream. Yes.
So tell us, ma'am. You have like 3 restaurants around Metro Manila, and would you like to talk about how, you have evolved to have your own string of restaurants?
Okay, actually, I started on my own, not totally on my own, but I had to set up a company last 2009 because my partners and I had to part ways, and so when I finally had to form my own corporation, I chose 4 of my trusted employees and made them my partners.
Oh,
Yes.
that's nice.
Yes.
So now you're saying that, but you are the main president and CEO, right?
Yes, I am. I am still, yes. So I formed our own corporation, and thank God that at least up to now, our restaurants are recognized as the best when it comes to fine dining. Although I don't really classify it as really fine dining anymore, because there's no such thing, except of course when you go to 5-star hotels and you dine in their fine and exclusive restaurant. But with us, it's although a lot of people still classify us as fine dining, but for me it's more of a casual, elegant dining. Yeah. We get a lot of the diplomats. Our roster of clientele ranges from the top officials of big corporations in the metro, and then ambassadors. Most of the diplomats we cater, and they come here to entertain their guests. Even a lot of our politicians and top celebrities, they come here. That is why I don't know if you looked at our menu, you'll see names of celebrities and ambassadors whose favorite dishes I named after them.
Oh,
Yes.
that's nice. So, so how, you know, you were saying that it's true that your clientele or your market is the upper class, the ABS, and especially because the government has contracted you to come up with a menu for the 4-day state visit of Pope Francis. And would you like to talk about that?
Government.
Oh, it
It's
was.
not the government. It's actually the nuncio.
Oh, yes, yes,
The
Apostolic
nuncio
Nuncio.
himself. Yeah.
Oh.
The nuncio himself who somehow recommended me, and Cardinal Chito also. They were the ones. They were the ones who recommended that I be assigned to prepare the meals of the Holy Father.
Wow. So was this like very healthy, and what was the main ingredient?
Well, I was happy to know that during our initial meeting, I was happy to know that the Pope has no restrictions when it comes to food.
That's
He
wonderful to hear.
Can practically eat everything, meaning he's healthy.
Really?
Meaning he is,
At his age?
yeah, yeah.
Good.
Meaning the Pope, our Holy Father, is very healthy because
that's nice
he
to
doesn't have any diet restriction. When I prepared the menu for the first time, when they asked me to prepare the menu, I actually included some, Filipino specialties like yung ating adobo and sinigang, things like that.
I see.
And bistec,
You blended this with Argentinian menu.
Yeah, but then when the Papal Nuncio, when Papal Nuncio Pinto saw the first menu that I did, he was very kind enough to tell me if we can get away from things or ingredients that are not familiar with the Holy Father's palate, because we don't like to cause any
Disturbance in his digestive system.
anything that might upset his stomach, his digestive system. So I obliged, and so I changed the menu to something I know would be more familiar to the Holy Father. And so I came up with grilled fish, like grilled sea bass. I did pan-fried perch, jade perch, and I had, of course, chicken chimichurri, which is an Argentinian dish, and and his favorite roast beef, and a lot of Italian and Italian dishes like pastas and cannellonis and lasagna,
Popular everywhere.
which the Holy Father likes. Yeah. So it was so easy to cook for him and easier to feed him because he finishes everything on his.
He has a good appetite.
Yeah,
huh?
very good. And he finishes everything except the vegetables.
Really?
Yeah.
That's shocking to hear. I thought he would be an advocate of, vegetables.
Yeah, but being an Argentinian, they were telling me they don't have vegetables in Argentina.
Are you
So-
serious?
No.
No.
But people there are more carnivorous than
I see. Yeah,
because they have the best beef actually.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's why most Argentinians are really carnivorous.
I see.
And beef.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So he preferred the roast beef, you were saying?
Yes, that was his most favorite.
I see.
I remember when I served him the roast beef. That was actually his food for Sunday lunch, and that was the time when he was going to Luneta. That was his last activity of his visit. The meeting in Luneta, where he had the most crowd, and so on his way out of the nunciature, he actually saw me because we were like every time they would go out, we would send them off, and every time they come back, we will welcome them. So that was the time they were going out, and they were aboard the Hope Mobile, and in raincoat because it was actually raining at the time. So when he saw me, when Cardinal Chito was behind him, so when I was, my face was covered a bit by my iPad because I was taking footages. And so when Cardinal Chito saw me, he said, "How, Your Holiness, this is Chef Jessie, the one preparing your food." So when he saw me, like that, he extended his hands to me, and I just let go of my iPad, and then he held my hands, and all he told me was grazie mille, delicioso, delicioso. You know, he was so happy.
Italian, eh?
Yeah, he was so happy and just thanking me about the food. No,
great.
that he that most probably he had for that lunch because he had roast beef.
Yeah, his
And
favorite.
so he was holding my hand and, you know,
That's so
repeatedly telling me, "Thank you very much, very delicious." And so I was like,
Oh, heavenly.
then dumbfounded, and
Yeah,
I froze. And
That's
then,
an experience.
and then all of a sudden I came back to my senses and I said, "Oh my God, Your Holiness, did you like your steak?" So, because I remembered serving roast beef for lunch, and his face really lit up, and he said, "Oh yes, thank you, very delicious, very tender," in Italian. He said, "Very tender, very good." Yeah. And the Cardinal Chito was interpreting everything, and he said so many things, and then he said, "You know, it's very delicious, very tender, like the cow, moo." Because, you know, he had his beef rare, and it was like the cow alive.
Oh my God.
Because when the waiter asked, because I told my waiter to ask him for the doneness, and he said, "I want my steak alive."
Oh my goodness. But that's
So he had
that's the
steak.
most tender, they say, if it's
The
rare.
most, yes. If the beef is good
Yeah.
and you serve it rare, wow.
But did you
Nothing
use
like it.
local beef
I used the
or import?
Black Angus beef.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Chilled
So,
Black Angus beef.
yeah, that's,
Yeah.
once in a lifetime experience. And
my
thank you for sharing with
Yeah.
us. And,
Not just once in a lifetime. It's like I considered like the summit, the found the apex of my
Oh, yes.
my career.
My goodness, yeah.
My life.
I'm sure you're so happy, and we're proud of you that you made the Pope happy. So yeah, Chef Jessie, please also share with us, because you were saying you had to quote you, you said that the simplest things in life are the most difficult because it requires perfection.
Perfection. Exactly. Yeah. I'm always. It's very true what you said. If the best things in life are the simplest ones, but they are the most difficult to do, because if they are not done perfectly, then it's not good anymore.
Just like your menu to
Oh, yeah.
to Pope Francis, I'm sure was
Very
perfection.
simple, very simple stuffs, because the Holy Father himself is a very simple person, and he does not like anything extravagant or anything really so expensive. So I had to be careful of what I offered him as well. And I am very happy, I'm so glad that every time I checked on his plate, he finished
Yeah.
everything except the veggies.
So okay, so we're really happy to be able to listen to you, and we do admire your commitment to perfection. And is that the reason why you have been considered already one of the best in the country today, because
Yeah.
of your commitment to perfection?
I can only do whatever I am doing one way, and that is the best way I know. To do whatever I do close to perfection. It's difficult, but fulfilling. That is, at all times, that is already my guideline in life. To do everything, whatever it is, close to being perfect.
So with that, we'd like to, thank everybody for listening to our special guest tonight, Chef Jessie. And would you like to invite our televiewers to go to all your other restaurants, Chef Jessie, before we close?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I would like to invite everybody watching to come and visit our 3 restaurants. We have Top of the City by Chef Jessie on the 34th floor of Citibank Tower along Paseo de Rojas. And our 100 Revolving Restaurant in Eastwood. And of course, our Chef Jessie at Rockwell, which is on the ground floor of a Marsolo Tower in Rockwell Center. At the moment, we are featuring the best ham in the world, Cinco Horas, which we will have until the 8th of May. And also, we are featuring the best ice cream, which is Carmen's Best. So come and treat yourself to something really special at Chef Jessie Rockwell. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And thank you once again. We hope to see you next week. We hope you enjoyed our feature tonight on good food, good wine, and good company with a passion for almost good and godlike perfection. Thank you, and see you all next week. This is June Almo, on the June Almo Talk Show. Thank you.